Hi, I'm Nicholas Markey, physical therapist and owner of Beach Barbell Training LLC, my online fitness coaching business. And today I wanted to talk about a topic that is related to weight and fat loss dieting, and which can be very helpful and potentially crucial for your success. And basically the idea is setting an end date to whatever the fat loss, weight loss cut that you're setting out for. So something like, I start today and then maybe 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, whatever you choose, works for you. And knowing that you have an end point to it. Okay, there's a few reasons why I think this is very helpful. So one of the reasons is that you get to really focus. Okay, so if you know there's an end point, you're not going to feel like this is something that you have to do forever, like restricting in terms of calories, right? So if I start here and then 6 weeks later, I know I'm gonna, just end no matter where I get. Maybe I set a goal, but whether I get it or I beat it or whatever, I'm gonna end it and just go into, maintenance, where I'm just keeping my my weight stable. So I lose some weight and then I'm gonna keep it stable for a little while. I can focus, and it's kind of like if you're training for something, like training for a 5K, training for some sort of meet, training for some sort of sport or whatever, right? Because you kind of have like a target. I'm gonna, go here, and then I'm gonna work on this thing every day till I get to that point. Okay, so you get to focus, you get to kind of stick with, the important, healthier stuff that, is going to be more volume of food with less calories, so it kind of helps you stay a little bit more full, because you probably will still be hungry. But again, since it's going to end, you can really focus on being consistent with those things. And then the other thing is that it's not forever. So ideally you're gradually building up like healthier eating habits, portion sizes, eating more vegetables, eating healthier carbs and fats and proteins and that kind of thing. But once you reach that end point, you can go into that maintenance mode forever or a while, or whenever you're ready. If you need to do another fat loss or weight cut diet again, another 6 to 12-ish week period again, you can spend your time in maintenance for as long as you really want to, until you feel ready. So the good thing with that is you can kind of look forward to that. So again, you're kind of focused through that 6-week period or whatever, and then you can say, okay, at the end of this, I know I'm going to be able to go and eat, a little bit more of that unhealthy stuff, junk food or whatever. I'm going to have more pizza and beer and whatever. Again, you're hopefully developing those healthy habits while you're doing the fat loss diet, and you maintain those for the most part, with intermittently interspersed through your maintenance having, those enjoyable treats. Because I think that's where a lot of other diets end up sort of having some issues, is they kind of just say, well, you need to restrict X. And it's like, forever? And so just for most people, if that restriction is something that they actually like, then what's going to happen is they're just not going to be consistent. There's no end point. They feel like this is forever, and then people beat themselves up about it, like, I'm just no good, I can't do it. And then probably end up yo-yoing back, as opposed to saying, 6-week period, I'm going to work my butt off, training just like I was training, get to this point, go into maintenance for a while, incorporate some of those junk foods again, to have those tasty treats, because they are delicious. And then if I need to, when I'm ready, I can drop back into a cut again. Another thing is, it's good to have a psychological break. So all these kind of blend into each other. Dieting, you're essentially, when you have to eat less calories than your body is expending. Okay, that's just the fact. Okay, so eating less calories, you're kind of essentially starving yourself a little bit, your body, and your body doesn't really want you to starve yourself. So if you've given yourself sort of an end point, and that, okay, look, I'm going to end, here, you can, again, since you're focused, it's not forever, you're probably going to maybe feel better about this situation. Say that you decide, I'm going to take out all the junk, junk food for this 6-week period, and then I'm going to go into maintenance, eat mostly healthy stuff, and then maybe a little bit of junk in maintenance, right? Psychologically, that's going to be a lot easier to manage, right? So when you're going through the diet and, maybe if it gets hard because maybe certain macros get low because, you need to, for, your particular situation and trying to maintain that weekly weight loss, you at least know that, hey, look, at this end of the 6th period, or 6 week period, I can jump back into more normal life, with, again, hopefully those healthier eating habits, but, still now incorporating more of those enjoyable foods that, we call junk. And then the last point I think is important to recognize is your metabolism, okay? So what happens when you start to cut your calories, okay, little by little as you're losing weight, your body oftentimes, for most people, will drop your metabolism. Now, there's different mechanisms of this. Some of it is your body will subconsciously won't move around as much. So sometimes getting something like a step tracker, so like a pedometer or whatever, so you can actually, make sure you're getting, a good amount of steps, because your body will kind of get you to sit more, lean on things, not move around as much, because it's like, hey, we're starving, we need to conserve some energy here. So step tracker might help with that. 2, your actual innate basal metabolic rate, your body will also gradually decrease, which is why during a fat and weight loss cut, you have to oftentimes gradually drop. For a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people, you have to gradually drop the calories when the weight isn't necessarily dropping. And so what can happen if you kind of are a chronic dieter is you can really beat that metabolism to crap, and it just makes it really hard to live, okay? And so if say that you set a 6-week period, where I say, I'm going to start here and I'm going to end here, I'm going to do my fat loss, weight loss diet, I'm going to gradually cut my calories until I get to this point, and then I'm done. And then I'm going to go into maintenance, eat mostly healthy stuff, with a little bit of junk thrown in that I like, here and there. What you're going to do during maintenance is you're actually going to be repairing, building back up your metabolism, because you're actually going to gradually increase your calories as long as your weight's staying relatively stable, okay? So during the fat and weight loss cut, you're going to be gradually losing weight till you get to that end point, and then during that you're going to be gradually probably dropping your calories, over that time period, and then you get to that end point of that weight loss cut, and you're going to go into maintenance, where you're going to gradually try to dial up the calories where you're still stable in terms of your weight, okay? So what that's going to do is it's, your metabolism is probably going to gradually drop, which is why you have to drop your calories during the weight loss phase. And then during maintenance, you try to gradually build those calories up while still maintaining that weight so that your metabolism actually rides up with it. So, and so for chronic dieters, it might not be a bad idea, instead of jumping first thing into a weight loss fat cut diet, it might be a good idea to actually go into a longer period of maintenance and gradually try to build up the calories, so that maybe if they started here with their overall metabolism, try to build up their calories while still maintaining their current weight, and then you can get them really high, and maybe they get to a certain point up here, and then you can go into that fat and weight cut diet, because then the diet part is going to be probably a lot more enjoyable, a lot easier to manage, because you're actually going to be able to start from a higher point of calories. So I hope these things were helpful. Again, I am Nicholas Markey, and if you need any help, just go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to help you with whatever fitness, nutrition, and training needs you have. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.